Hey everyone, welcome back to my next art book preview video. This week we have The Art Journey of Lord Gris, and a quick look at the front and back there. I really like this quote on the back. Bravery is an important aspect of making art, doing things you're scared of and taking a leap of faith. I thought that was pretty cool, wanted to share that. So this literally arrived in the post a few minutes ago. I thought I'd get this recorded straight away and take a look at it with you guys on camera. And to start off with, there's a quick look at the contents there, so feel free to pause the video and take a proper look through that. Okay. And in fact, before I do go on any further, I just wanted to actually stop and take a look at these sort of front and back bits on the cover, because I think that's really cool. As soon as I opened the book, I thought that was really nice. Really cool sketches to it. So as you would expect, it starts off with an introduction. Again, actually, I don't know how well this shows on camera. See if I can get these to actually show up in my lighting. But I really like the material, or the way that they've printed this text on each section. There's actually quite a lot of drawings, older drawings like this, presumably from when she was younger, talking about her education and where she was or how she got to this stage. I've actually been watching a couple of interviews as well, recently with 3D Total and Lord Gris, so I'll put links to that actually in the description box below. I believe that she actually talks specifically about this book. And one thing to note is you can actually see the development of her style, which she does talk about shortly, but you can see just from her old artwork, starting with sketches, you can see how it's evolved. You can also see that she's tried quite a lot of mediums, which is really interesting. And I do like that throughout the book, there's these little bits about believing in yourself. And yeah, I know it might sound a little bit corny, but I think if you're an artist, you really kind of need to be reminded about things like this. You need these little sort of pick-me-ups and things to keep you motivated. So she does talk a little bit, even though I've only glanced through it, as I say, so I haven't read it properly, but she does talk a little bit about struggles. She's quite a realistic artist in terms of she does address issues that artists have, I've noticed on social media and stuff, which I'll talk about in a second. But I wanted to say this is a pretty cool section talking about, let me show that again, talking about emotional inspiration and recharging. Finding a style. You guys that watch my videos know that style and motivation actually is kind of one of my biggest interests in art, partly because I don't feel that I have developed a style yet. So I'm always really interested in reading about that or hearing other artists' experience on this. So this book, by the way, is actually quite a big book. It's 180 pages, which is quite a lot, and it's not very expensive either, to be honest. So I will put links to where I got it from in the description box below. I'm relatively new to Lord Gris' artwork, so I won't claim to know tons about the artist, but I do remember seeing in an interview that she has done some artwork, I think, for some games companies or some independent games companies. Some smaller studios, but you will see throughout this as well, she talks a little bit about freelancing and merchandising. There is a lot of information about the artist, so I didn't know, for example, that she used Procreate for her digital work. I just presumed it was all done like in Photoshop or something. And then she goes into her traditional mediums, so she's quite well known, or in my opinion, I would say I know her quite well for markers, but I have seen a lot of painting, and she's quite good at making her digital work look a little bit traditional. But not only that, she's actually quite good at making her traditional work look digital, which I've seen a few people say before, which is quite interesting. But obviously she interchanges between the two, mixes and matches. And going back to what I said about the merchandising, freelance, building a career or making money out of art, she does go into that in this book. But I did record a video last week for this book, How to Become a Successful Anime Style Artist. Now this one actually has a lot of information from Lord Gris in this book, so definitely check that out because there's quite a lot of information in that one. I actually saw this one posted on her social media page a couple of days ago, where she was addressing that she wasn't really pleased with how it turned out, assuming I'm remembering the right one. But she stuck with it, and the outcome of it was really good, as you can see here, or you'll see on this next page. It's a really nice piece of art. So again, she was talking about not giving up, so seeing things through to the end and sticking with it, because let's be honest, that is absolutely stunning. That has turned out awesome. I think she's got a very recognisable style, And especially if you are into anime or manga, you will love this style. I do like it, but I'm not huge on anime or manga, yet I do absolutely love her style, hence buying this book. I was toying with not buying it because I've got so many art books, but I'm glad I did because I absolutely love it from what I've seen already. In fact, I have so many books now that I'm going to put a link in the description box below to some of my other book preview videos. Definitely check that out. That last section was an Inktober gallery, by the way, and this is just the general gallery of her artwork. So there are some really nice art pieces in here. I'm not showing every page, I'm skipping through a little bit quicker. I will say that some of these pieces were in the anime style art book that I showed on camera a second ago, like this one for example. But there's nothing wrong with that, you know, there's always going to be some overlap with that. And then we go on to a character design section. So there is also tutorials in this book, and I remember seeing in the interview that she talks about she doesn't normally do tutorials, so it's pretty cool that these are in here. So we're starting with a basic face proportion. I guess this is face proportions in her style onto hair. And I think there's a bit on wings as well, actually, which is quite an interesting thing. It's not something that you would come across too often. There you have it, that's the one. So that's pretty cool. Also glowing elements, I think, is the next one. Yep, and also a little bit on perspective as well. She finishes with these sort of cracked stone characters. And then, as mentioned before, onto like a business side or merchandising, making money off your art as well. So it's really cool. Honestly, I'm really pleased that I bought this book because it really wasn't expensive and it's a really nice book. Chocked with content, very inspirational and motivational already. As mentioned at the beginning, I really like these front and back bits. But yeah, that's it guys. I just wanted to get this previewed on camera. This one is brand new. I think a lot of you guys will love this. The art in it is absolutely terrific. Really good for ideas, full of tutorials, tips, motivation. Definitely one I would advise getting. So I hope you guys found this video useful if you were looking at buying this book. If you did, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think to this one. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot. Hit that thumbs up button and of course, switch notifications on for future content. Thanks so much for watching everyone.